we would look at, how do you create a fiscal table, right? Or what is a pivot table? How do you create a pivot table? Then there's a concept of measure values and measure names. When you read a particular data and transfer it to a sheet, you get these 5 fields which are created by Tableau. So measure values and measure names are 2 of those fields, and we'll see how we can use those 2 fields to create difference in the table. Then we'll see a financial table, what's meant by financial table and how we can create that by using values and measure names. And next we'll see how do we create a filter and various types of filters that Tableau allows. That is in a worksheet area, right? So we have already seen one type of filter in a data source area page, but now we'll see the various filters available in a worksheet area. And so we'll also see what is formatting of filters. These are the dimensions. The blue colored icons here are the dimensions, and the green color ones are the measures. And if you have created the cost amount, sales amount, and profit, so these are calculated fields. So how do you identify a calculated field? It's given by is equal to and hash. So if the icon is equal to and hash, then that field is a calculated field. So you would have these 3 fields as a calculated field. So usually in Excel, if we have a table, in case you want to use, say, some fixed columns, right? You don't want to use all the columns together, right? And you want to analyze some fixed subset of those columns, then you can choose those columns and create your own table, and then you can work on the new table. So similarly in Tableau, if you see, all the data is available in respective columns, right? It has separated into separate columns. Each column is distinctly there, separate. So this pivot facility is directly available in Tableau, right? Since that your columns are available distinctly, so you can choose to take any column and create a table, right? Let's create a small table here, which I'll call, say, order table. So I'm renaming my sheet as order table. So I should know, when I'm creating a table, I should know that what is that I want to create, what are the fields which I want to work upon. So let's look at one sample. So I'm saying we would like to look at date, right? Order date, right? We'd like to look at the product category. So I'll drag this product category and put it in this rows section here, rows. And each of this is called pill, right? Each field is called a pill here because it's shaped as a pill. So I drag product category into the row area. I drag product subcategory into the row area, right? And then from the measures area, I drag cost amount, I drag sales amount, and I drag profit. Okay. So I'm using these 3 fields to create a table, right? So I want the product category and product subcategory to be the rows and these to be the columns. I click on the right side, there's a show me option, right? So under the show me option, you have this icon which is used to create a table. The first one, the first icon. So just let's click on this, and you get a table wherein you are seeing that you have this product category, right? These 3 rows, say furniture row, office supplies row, and technology row, right? And you have under product category, you have these items, bookcases, chairs. So these are the respective rows, right? These are respective rows. And on the column side, you have different years. So 2001, 2002, 2003, and 3 measures. So cost amount, profit, and if you drag it right on the right side, you will be able to see sales amount. Right? Now, if you have to change the orientation or change the layout of this table, then you can maybe drag pills in the rows and columns section accordingly. Or one option would be that you just use this icon, swap. So I'll just use this option where you would be able to swap it, right? Either you use this option, it will again do automatic swapping, which would mean your rows would become column and your columns become rows. But if you want to customize it as per your requirement, then maybe let's do it. Then what I'm doing is I want my year date as the first column, right? First row, in fact. So I want to put year date in the rows. So I just drag year date and I release this year date in the rows area before, because I want it to be the first column, right? So now you see my year date has come in to the as a first row, right? Now your data is like, you're seeing that year wise, right? You're seeing different product categories, product subcategories, and then your cost amount, profit, and sales amount. We can also do one more thing. In the year pill, if you look at the year pill, there's a plus icon there, plus sign there, right? So you can, if you just click on this plus sign, this, right, you get quarters. So your data gets in year, in terms of year, you quarter, right? If you scroll down, so this, for example, this is okay, this is the year 2012 quarter one, right? So all the data in terms of quarters, and if you drill it further, you are able to see all the data in terms of months also. So for example, I don't need quarters. I don't want to look at quarters. I just want to look at year and month. So I just go to order date. I just right click on order date, and I just remove this. So now my order table consists of year, month, product category, product subcategory, cost amount, profit, and sale amount. So let's create one more table, which I'm calling it fin table, finance table. Okay, rename. So as a name says, we'll only have financial figures in this table, right? And obviously we'll have to represent the financial figures by way of a date. So we'll have one dimension as order date. Okay, and then we'll just have, say, cost amount, sale amount, and profit. Okay, and I'm converting this into a table. Okay, so it will display like this, but I want date to be in rows and these measures in columns. So I can swap this table from the icon here, swap, right? Swap rows and columns beneath map, right? So I just click on this. So I get these in terms of the year, right? The total cost amount. So one thing which you would note, that whatever these values are, these are sum total of all the data which we have. So once this cost amount, this value for 209 is corresponding to all the values which all the costs corresponding to orders in 2009. Similarly, it shows a profit corresponding to all the orders in year 2009. Now I also want to see the month. So how do I do that? I just click on year, order date, I get quarter. I click on quarter date, I get month. Now I don't want quarter, so I remove quarter, and I retain month. So now this data which you are seeing is corresponding to this we can call it as a financial data, which shows you the yearly, monthly total cost amount, total profit. So for example, in 2009 April month, you incurred this cost. This was the profit which you did, and this was the sale amount. Okay. Similarly, in the month of, say, 2013 January, you had 308, this as a cost amount, this as a sale profit, and this as a sale amount. Okay, now this has one feature. Now if you'll see that this data is actually reflecting from financial year. It's starting from January, February to December, right? So these are the months which it has. So it's not showing here January, February, because this data starts from April 2009. But for the other years, your financial year is January to December, right? So now in India, this will work because your financial year is not January to December. We have financial year from April to March, right? April to March. So we would need to change this feature so that it follows the Indian standard. But this also, if you are in some country where January to December is fine, or maybe they have some others financial year, say it starts from June or July, so you have an option to change this option, change this feature. So for this, you can go to order date on the left side, right, on the field, just right click, and it will ask you default properties. It will show you default properties. Okay, fiscal year start. So right now it's selected as January, right? So that is why you are seeing the fiscal year start from January. Now if I change this to April, your data is now changed. Now it's actually showing me 2010 April onwards. Okay, now it's clearly showing me April to March, April to March, and April to March. Okay, so now this table is just the values. There's no total which you can see here, right? No totals. So if you have to do the totals, if you have to, so go to this analysis tab on the top, analysis. Okay, and do you have this option of totals, right? So you can say, so in this case we are more interested in column total, because I would like to see the total cost amount, right? Total profit, total sales amount for for each year, right? So the way we can do is go to analysis, click on totals, and I'm saying show column grand totals. I'm doing the column wise total. So once you have done that, you can go at the bottom and you see that you get these grand totals here at the bottom. Okay, you can choose to show these grand totals on the top. So analysis, totals, and you have this option of column totals to top. So you see that now instead of scrolling down, my totals are reflecting at the top itself. Now this is grand total, right? This is the sum total of all the sales for all the years of data which we are looking at. Now, if you have to do this yearly total, right? So yearly total here would be a subtotal. Yearly total here would be a subtotal. So how do I do that? I go to analysis, I go to totals, then you have an option of add all subtotals. Okay. So now you see that for each year, your total is reflecting in the top, right? For FY 2010, the total is this, right? For the year 2011, total is this. These are called subtotals. You can choose to show them at the bottom also, analysis, totals. Just uncheck this. So you have these totals appearing at the bottom now. Okay, you also have an option of remove all subtotals, right? So if I just say remove, it will just remove all the subtotals, but it will remain, the grand total will remain, because we have not deleted, we have not unchecked the grand total column. We have retained grand total. If I remove this also, my grand total would also go. Okay, so let me keep this grand total, okay, which is reflecting in the bottom. The other option in analysis we have is, I want to see this percentage. Okay, so percentage of column, for example, I select percentage of column. So here you see that all the values are converted into percentages. I can also add subtotals. For example, let me add totals, percentages of, okay, let me add subtotals also, so that I, okay, so, and that also in percentages. So here now this is giving you a lot of information. So now you can see that if I take the total cost which I have spent till now, which is equal to 100%, then we can see that in the year 2019, the 20% cost was incurred in the 2010 financial year. 21% cost got incurred in the 2011 year. 25% cost incurred in the 2012 year and 32% cost incurred in the 2013 year. So we can see that in the year 2013, the total contribution to the cost was maximum, has been maximum. So similarly, you can look at the profit and sale amount. Okay, so if I have to see the profit contribution year-wise, 20%, 32%, 25%, and 31%. So again, year 2013 has contributed maximum in terms of the profit as well. So you have the option of totals, subtotals, right? You can also do row grand total, but here it doesn't make sense, right? I won't like to add cost, profit, and sales. So we'll only add the rows if there are some common metrics, right? So you can do row grand total, you can do column grand total, you can do, so you can indicate row totals to left, you can position them there, you can show column totals on the top, you can add all subtotals, you can remove all subtotals, and then you have this option of total all using, say, for example, I click on, so normally it's sum, right? So if I click on this sum, this is the sum. Okay. So I remove this percentage, I say none. So now I'm back to the figures which we had, right? We had this subtotals and we had grand total. Okay, now if I say analysis, totals, and I say total all using, say, average. So now what it has done is that the total here, subtotal, it is showing me the average of this cost amount. Okay, so it's showing me the average figures here. 178684 is the average of the cost amount. Okay, this is the average of profit. This is the average of sales. Okay, so average total sales, average total cost is 215. Average total profit is 204. Average total sales is 419. Okay, or I can do it on a sum, as a sum. So that's a default table. Okay, so analysis, totals, total all using sum. Okay, now it's showing me the sum, respective sum of April to March month for respective years. Okay, so financial year is the feature of, financial year change is a feature of order date, right? So we go to this order date. I select this order date on the left side on the data pane, right? I right click there. So there's an option of default properties, and then you have this option of date form, fiscal year start. So you can choose whichever month you want to start with. So in India, it starts from April. So I checked April, and it changes to April to March. This is fin table. Now you would have observed that I dragged each measure separately. Now there's another way of creating a fin table. I'm creating a new sheet by clicking the icon here. A new sheet is getting created, right? Either you can go to this worksheet and click on worksheet and new worksheet here. You can click on new worksheet, or at the bottom tabs you have this three icons. This first one is worksheet, add worksheet. Second one is add dashboard. Third one is add storyline. Okay, add sheet, add dashboard, and add storyline. Okay, the same thing you can do it from, say, worksheet. You can add a worksheet, you can add a dashboard. We'll see what dashboard is, or you can add a story. Okay, new story, dashboard, new dashboard, worksheet, new worksheet. Okay, so I've just created a new worksheet. I'm renaming it as fin table 2. Okay, so there's another option of creating a fin table, or any table for that matter, using measure name and measure values. Okay, all these fields are coming from your data source table, right? Except this measure name, which is in italics, and these four fields: latitude, longitude, orders, and measure values. These all are in italics. So whatever is appearing in italics on the left side of pane is Tableau generated field. Now essentially measure name, as the name says, this is a dimension. Measure name is a dimension because it's blue color. Now this measure name consists of all the It consists of names of all the mayors. So if I just drag mayor names to the row area, so just listen, mayor names is the field which has the names of all the mayors, okay? And then mayor values will have all the mayors corresponding to the mayor names. So these are the mayor names: cost price, cost amount, discount, profit, reward. Yeah, these are the mayor names, and the values corresponding to this will be represented by this field, measure values. Okay, so let me show you how, what's the advantage and how does it work. So I'm just creating a new fin table again. So I'm taking order date as my basic year criteria. So it's going to show, it's showing me the year wise. Now I'm actually, so I'm dragging this measure name, I'm dragging this measure name to this filters area, right? You can drop this drag once you see the red icon. So I just say, so this is a filter area. Once I drag this, it's showing me the all the names of the, it is showing me all the measures which are there in my sheet. Okay, cost price, cost amount, cost, count of orders, discount, profit, quantity, sales price, sales amount, ship cost. Now I can choose to filter. So I say that I don't need cost price, so I uncheck that. I don't need count of orders, I don't need discount, I don't need quantity, I don't need sales price, I don't need ship cost. So I only need cost amount, profit, and sales amount. Okay, so the fields which you don't need, you can uncheck them. The fields you need, you can check them. And then once you've done that, you can say apply and then click on OK. So you will see that you have this field filter here, which is called measure name, right? So which means now I'm only interested in these three fields: sales amount, cost amount, and profit. So, and I have already created a filter, right? So when I drag this, so now I can drag this measure values. I can drag this measure values to the column, okay? And I click on this table. Now you'll see automatically the cost amount, profit, and sale amount are available to me as a filtered data based on this filter which we have created. So we have created this filter called measure name. If I say edit filter, so I have created this filter which is cost amount, profit, and sale amount. So I have selected these values only to be the part of my table, right? So and okay, and now I am just dragging measure values. So I am dragging the measure values to the columns. Now automatically it will only show me the values which are corresponding to the filtering done here. Okay, the filtering done here. Okay, filtering done in the measure names. So the point is that, so the advantage here is that I don't need to drag each measure separately to the row column row area. I can create a filter and automatically the values will get filtered. And if I want to this swap this, I can swap. So now I'm able to see the year, cost amount, profit, and sales amount in this as this orientation. If I have to see, I have to see the month also. So I just click on year, I click on quarter, I get month, I remove order quarter, and now I am able to see the data with the, it's showing me the cost amount, the profit, and the sale amount for the year and the month. In fact, if I drill down further, so if I just click on this plus again, I'll be able to see day-wise data as well. Right, I'll be able to see the day-wise data also as well. So now it's showing me April, day of date 1. So date-wise 1 to 30. Then next month, May, June, July, next year, right? So now they're able to see this data on a day-wise as well. If I choose want to come back, I just click on minus. I just collapse and this is now, this is coming back to month and year. If I collapse it further, then it will be only showing me year. So the difference between the fin table which I created earlier, right, and the table which is named as 2. So in fin table 1, we created it, we just dragged. So I wanted to take 3 values: cost amount, profit, and sale amount. So I dragged each of them individually, right? I dragged each one of them individually. Okay. But in this case, what we have done is we have used measure names and measure values. So I have not dragged them one by one. I have just created a filter, right, from the measure names, and I have selected the fields which I wanted. Edit filter, I wanted these. So if I want to add quantity, for example, now I just add quantity, apply, okay, and now you see quantity is already appearing here because I have already dragged my values. So the moment I filter it, that value appears. So if I want to add, say for example, another value, edit filter, say discount also. So I just apply, okay, I am getting discount also. So this gives you a better management in terms of handling the whatever fields you need. You can just check and uncheck from here, and you would be able to modify your table accordingly. Say I want to remove discount, I want to remove quantity, I say apply, okay. Now you have only 3 fields. Otherwise you have to go to each field. So you go to this cost amount and then remove it. Each one you have to remove or drag. So I'm creating a new sheet now. So let me show you the sorting feature also here. So I'm just renaming this and calling it sort. Okay. So this is my sort. Sorting means arranging it in order, arranging it in ascending or descending order. Sorting would mean that I am arranging my series of data into a ascending or a descending order. Okay. So let me first take the data. So I am taking, for example, say product subcategory, right, and I am taking, say, profit. Okay, so I'm retaining it as a chart only. So if you want to, now you are able to see the bar chart, which is showing you the respective subcategory, right? These are all the subcategories which you have and their profit. So, and you will notice that it's always showing sum, right? It always shows you the sum of profit. That means it's showing you the total profit for all the data which you have, right? Now, this is created in a horizontal fashion. So you can convert this into a vertical fashion. So you can just click on, say, swap here. This will get converted into vertical format. So now on the x-axis you are seeing the various subcategories, and on the y-axis you are seeing the profit, right? So the maximum profit is coming from telephone and communication subcategory. The minimum profit is coming from rubber bands. Now if I want to see this in a ascending order, for example, then so this is the icon which we have, right? So from lower to higher, right? So you just click on this. So you're getting this from lower to higher. It has changed the order from, now it is ascending order. And if you click on the adjacent one, which is the descending order, now this is a descending order. Okay. And now if you want to go back to the original, like original in the sense that unordered thing, then you just click on this product subcategory here. Just right click on this product subcategory pill. You can say clear sort. So you're clearing your sorting, so it goes back to your original field. Okay. So sorting can happen from here, and if you have to clear the sort, you have to go to the respective pill, and you have the sort option available there, and you can clear the sort. So right now it's cleared, so you don't have this option. So you can actually sort from here also. So if I don't use these icons at the top, then I have this option of sort here. So I click on this sort. So I get this window, right? So now it's asking me sort by. So I want to sort by, say, a profit here, right? So my data is showing profit. So I say field, right? I say ascending. and the field name is profit, and aggregation is sum. So you see that this is already sorted by way of profit. It's sorted by profit, and it is in ascending order. So if I have to change, and this icon is also showing on if you go to the pill, right side of the pill, it's showing you that this is a ascending order sorting. Okay, because the icon is, now if I have to change the sorting to descending, I go back, I right click on this, I go to sort. Okay, I get this option. So I want to still do by field, and the field is profit. I want to sort this by profit field, right? And then this is descending, so I just choose the descending and I close the window. It's now in a descending order. And if I have to clear the sort, I just click here and clear sort. Okay, so you have two options. Either you use these icons to sort, right? The other option is that you can go to respective pill and you have this option of sort, where you can define the field on which you want to sort.